You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
As the holiday season approaches, what the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is doing to crack down on shoplifters. Plus, early voting kicked off this week for Sarasota County. How many residents have already made it to the polls? And Titanic lovers, take a look at this. You can finally get on board a Titanic replica. What you can expect right now on Good Morning Suncoast. Good morning and happy Tuesday morning. I'm Jess Dowdrick. Ray Collins is off this week. It's October 23rd, 5 o'clock this morning. Let's head over to meteorologist John Scalzi. John, another cool, crisp morning out there.
Not too bad at all, is it? No, it's very nice. In fact, I think the lower humidity will stay with us today. We will see our dew points rise just a little bit, so later in the afternoon, I think the humidity will be a little bit higher. Big difference between today's forecast and yesterday's forecast, I think, is the cloud cover will be increasing today. You can see it out in Gulf waters. This is all part of a larger scale system that is gradually drifting toward Mexico. Of course, that's Willa, and Willa is going to produce moisture that streams northward, gets caught up in a general flow across Gulf waters, and high, thin clouds move across our area throughout the afternoon. Now, they're not rain producers. The rains are way back to the west, but eventually I think some of those rains will be moving closer to us, and we have the potential of seeing some fairly heavy weather in some parts of the Gulf Coast. We'll be talking about that in detail in just a few minutes. For today, though, nice day shaping up with a daytime high that tops out about 85, relatively low humidity, a mix of sun and clouds, and no rain in the forecast. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Taking a look now at first alert traffic. We begin in Manatee County, where we're already seeing an incident at 501 this morning. That's on US 41 southbound. The right lane is blocked at 53rd Avenue. So if you're heading southbound on US 41, beware of that in Manatee County. As we head south into Sarasota County, there are no issues to report at this point in time. Smooth sailing there. And as we head even further south into southern Sarasota County, it's the same picture there. It's 5:02 on your Tuesday morning. Happening now, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is working to cut down on shoplifting this upcoming holiday season. Deputies are looking to cuff perpetrators and take them off in what they call a free sleigh ride down to the county jail. Our Marla Spence has the details. She joins us live from the University Parkway near UTC Mall. Marla, what can you tell us?
Hey Jess, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is calling their initiative Operation Sleigh Ride. A spokesperson with the Sheriff's Office tells us deputies will not be taking shoplifting lightly this holiday season. Take a look. These are traffic signs on University Parkway warning everyone of Operation Sleigh Ride ahead of the holiday season. Randy Warren with the Sheriff's Office tells us this operation is now underway. He tells us deputies will be out working to protect retail stores and shoppers this season. He also says so far this year, the Sheriff's Office have made 350 arrests for shoplifting. And as we all know, shoplifting tends to increase during the holiday season, but that's something the department is hoping to avoid.
Beware, we have deputies in and around the shopping centers, outside, uniformed, but then inside the stores, we have plainclothes, undercover deputies. You never know who may be shopping in the aisle next to you, and they're going to be watching.
And this is not the first time that the Sheriff's Office have done an initiative like this. Last year, their initiative was Elf on the Shelf, but this year they want to stress that any shoplifters caught will be getting a free ride, a free sleigh ride that is, in a patrol car down to the county jail. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Manatee County for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. It's hard to believe that the holiday season's right around the corner. Happening now, early voting has started for Sarasota County. So far, over 47,000 people have already gone to the polls or have voted by mail. Early voting will continue through Saturday, November 3rd until 6:30 p.m. Early voting for Manatee County, that starts tomorrow. And if you want to vote early in the general election, but you don't want to wait in line, Sarasota County is now alerting voters about a website where you can see all of the wait times at the polls. You can find that link on our website, mysuncoast.com. Happening tonight, there's a big debate right here on ABC 7, the race for Congress in the 16th Congressional District. It's one of the highest profile races in the country. And tonight at 7, both candidates, Republican Vern Buchanan and Democrat David Shapiro, will face off in their one and only debate. If you want to submit a question, you can send your ideas to ABC's 7's Alan Cohn on Twitter. Migrants remain focused on their marathon effort Thousands of Central Americans move toward the U.S. border in search of a better future, but things could get dicey if they reach their destination. John Lawrence reports.
Roughly 7,000 migrants are in southern Mexico marching north toward the U.S. However, there's a roadblock hundreds of miles ahead.
We got to stop them at the border.
In a series of tweets Monday, President Trump said he would declare a national emergency over the migrant caravans.
You're going to find MS-13, you're going to find Middle Eastern, you're going to find everything. And guess what? We're not allowing them in our country.
We have 10 individuals suspected or known terrorists that try to enter our country illegally every day. This is a problem that the president's been talking about for a long time, and certainly one he wants to see addressed.
There are no official reports that suggest Middle Easterners are in the caravans. Critics say the president is overreacting.
He's making it sound like they're breaking through the border. This is hysteria on his part. Let him calm down and do what we were supposed to do.
Mr. Trump also says he'll reduce funds to 3 Central American countries because of the caravans.
And that aid that we do have helps them with law enforcement, drug interdiction, and programs to help that population stay there. And cutting those programs indiscriminately, those benefit us as well.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Angelina Jolie is in Peru not to promote a movie, but to learn about the situation of Venezuelan refugees and migrants who are in the country. Jolie's visit is a follow-up to the recent visit of the UN High Commissioner for Refugees of the region. She's carrying out a 3-day mission to assess the humanitarian needs of Venezuelan refugees and challenges that Peru faces as a host country. The Mega Millions lottery jackpot is now at a record $1.6 billion. That's the kind of money that has people snapping up tickets. This Powerball jackpot also has climbed. It's up to an estimated $620 million for Wednesday's drawing. That would make it the 5th largest jackpot in U.S. history.
Everybody's talking about it. It's totally crowded here. I was able to get here and get a ticket as fast as I could.
It really comes down to number combinations and how many number combinations have been played. And we'll know just before Tuesday how many of those percentage of numbers are covered.
Mega Millions is played in 44 states. Powerball is played in the same places, plus Puerto Rico. If you have a teenager, then you know most of them spend a lot of time glued to their cell phones. Cell phone use was the topic of a discussion at Northport High School last night. The Education Foundation of Sarasota County hosted a screening of a documentary called Screenagers. The movie highlights the excessive use of phones and computers and how it's impacting families. Some possible solutions were also addressed. One idea, create a contract that limits the use of devices to certain times a day.
We hail cars, we order online, we make appointments, and we certainly Google for information. So that's not going to go away. What we hope, though, is that children will have a better understanding of how to navigate that world and to make good decisions.
I'm hoping that it gives parents some tools to work with their students on social media, how to balance the use of technology, and how to use it as an educational tool as well.
At the meeting last night, there was also a Q&A with a panel of experts, including a high school principal, law enforcement, a psychologist, and a counselor. Take a look at this. A replica of the Titanic is set to embark on its maiden voyage in 2022. Construction of the Titanic II was put on hold a few years ago because of a financial dispute. But now the $500 million project is back on track. The ship will feature the same cabin layout as the original. The Titanic II will sail from Dubai and then trace the original routes from Southampton, England to New York. It will also be equipped with modern navigation and, of course, plenty of lifeboats. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, fire officials are warning residents on the harms of space heaters ahead of a chilly winter. And coming up a little later in the hour, a deadly stabbing in Manatee County, what police believe made a man hallucinate and grab a knife. Now we're taking a live look outside at our tower cam. It's the city of Sarasota. Beautiful glow from the moon on the water this morning. Let's head over to meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, big bright full moon out there. It's really pretty. No issues for your morning commute. I don't think we'll have to check any of the inclement weather boxes because we'll look for sunshine mixed with some fair weather clouds with building afternoon clouds, dry conditions, and not much in the way of any kind of a rain chance today. All the airport hubs serving Sarasota Bradenton running on time according to the FAA. We'll be right back with your forecast.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut! It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com.
Ghetto's got it.
From the moment she walked in the door, we stopped having to go to the pharmacy. Certain prescriptions, my health plan or the pharmacy wasn't even able to get here. And hospice provided them, and all we had to do was call up, and the next thing they know, there was another, delivery.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Civics on sale is now. During our model year-end sale, try new Civics for just $169 a month. You made Civic the best-selling compact car in America. And now get Civic, a KBB.com's best buy of the year for less than the competition. New Civics just $169 a month. Your last chance for Civics, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
My grandpa was always telling me about it.
But the civil rights thing happened like 1,000,000 years ago.
Still, he thought it was important that I know what it was like.
So we followed the civil rights trail to Alabama. We saw Dr. King's church,
the bridge in Selma, the church in Birmingham, and I finally knew what he was talking about.
Some things you just have to experience for yourself.
Start your civil rights journey at alabama.travel.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at a temperature slightly cooler than it was 24 hours ago, coming in at 67 degrees. Dew point value at 62, a little bit higher than it was yesterday, but nevertheless pretty nice. Yesterday we actually dipped into the 50s for a dew point for a brief couple of hours. And then we raised back up into the 60s, but still, that's a hint of what's to come. East-southeast wind coming in at about 7 right now. As we head through the morning and into the afternoon, we will see an increase in our cloud cover perhaps, but no rain in the forecast. Again today, daytime highs topping out about 85, which is where we were yesterday. So another day of beautiful low humidity air and a relatively comfortable afternoon. Not much in the way of an issue for us in terms of rainfall today, but we are certainly carefully watching and monitoring an area of disturbed weather back to the west. That area of disturbed weather, which covers a great portion of the northern Gulf waters from about the Panhandle all the way back to, well, nearly Brownsville, Texas. all has the potential of seeing some heavy rainfall today, little pockets of heavy rain moving onshore. Now, for the most part, it could get stronger. It will get stronger because of an area of low pressure developing right in here, just off the Texas coastline, tapping into moisture that will eventually be coming up from Wilma. Willa is moving closer to the coastline today and will probably make landfall on the Mexican coastline as a Category 3 storm or a very strong Category 2 storm as we head into tonight or into tomorrow, most likely a Cat 3. It'll cross these mountainous regions of central Mexico, kind of lose its structure, fall apart, and its moisture will start to be tapped by this area of low pressure that's developing. When that happens, we'll see a large spread of shower and thunderstorm activity begin to advance toward the east. Now, a lot of that moisture will be lifting off toward the northeast, but some of it will be lifting off toward the northern Gulf Coast, and you can see that line of showers starting to develop there. As it does that, it has the potential of producing some fairly heavy rainfall across the Florida peninsula. Now, at the present time, it does look like that low will probably track off to the north and to the east and produce the heaviest of the rainfall along the northern Gulf Coast. But there's some uncertainty, a fair amount of uncertainty, and the cold front is what we'll have to watch out for on Friday. That could produce the potential of some severe storms across parts of west central Florida or southwest Florida. So we have to watch that to determine on a kind of day-by-day basis just what the strength of that low pressure area is and exactly how it tracks to determine whether or not we have that severe thunderstorm risk. It's too early to tell right now. As far as the next 5 days go, the heaviest of the rain most likely be located to the north of us. It's not really the heavy rain that we're concerned about so much as it is the threat of some thunderstorms being stronger. The problem is, of course, up in the Panhandle where they've had the terrible damage from Michael. They still have the potential of seeing more heavy rainfall, 2-3 inch rainfalls with this system as we head into Friday. The severe thunderstorm risk right now is not able to be determined because it's too far out, but for Thursday anyway, there is a chance of thunderstorms around the Big Bend up through Tallahassee. Forecast for us calls for an east wind coming in at about 10, and then over the course of the next seven days, we'll look for pretty quiet conditions for the next couple of days, followed by an increase in thunderstorm risk on Friday, clearing on Saturday, turning breezy and beautiful with temperatures hovering around 80. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, John. Taking a look now at first alert traffic. We're still dealing with that accident in Manatee County on US 41 as you're heading southbound. The right lane is blocked at the 53rd Avenue intersection. You can see that's causing some slight slowdowns in that area. Other than that, things look good in Manatee County. As we head south into Sarasota County, there's nothing to report. A little bit of a slowdown at University Parkway in US 301, but nothing major to note at this time. And then as we head even further south into southern Sarasota County, it's all clear at 5:17 on your Tuesday morning. Temperatures may not be cold enough to get out your space heaters. However, officials want you to do an annual checkup to keep you and your family safe when you do decide it's cold enough to get warm and cozy. Fire officials say one of the biggest causes of house fires around this time comes from folks trying to get warm, maybe putting the space heater in the wrong place or poorly maintaining the furnace. The simplest thing you can do to stay safe is make sure those smoke detectors are working.
First and foremost, have working smoke detectors in your home. You want them on every level of the home. Have those heating systems checked before you turn them on by a professional. Same thing with a fireplace or chimney. You want it cleaned of debris. Make sure it's checked for no cracks.
The fire department says they are already looking at more deaths compared to this time last year. Some changes are on the way for MasterCard users. The credit card company says pretty soon signatures will be optional. That is not just on the card either, but for receipts too. MasterCard issuers will start distributing the signature panel-less cards in April of next year. The move should make the checkout process a little faster. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, Snapchat is no longer the most used social media platform for teens. What's competing with it? That story and more in today's Tech Bites. And coming up at 5:30, a developing story overseas as we continue to get details to unravel the truth about what happened to the missing journalist in Turkey. Now we're taking a live look at the Statue of Liberty this morning. Still a little dark there, kind of hard to see, but right now it's 51 degrees there. They're expected to get up into the mid-60s later today.
Enjoy fine wine and great foods, all while supporting a great cause. It's the 17th annual Suncoast Food and Wine Fest, happening Saturday, November 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Premier Sports Campus in Lakewood Ranch. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample great food from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds go to local charities and Rotary projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Find out first at 4 on the Suncoast with ABC 7 News at 4. ABC 7 News at 4 starts with a detailed look at your first alert weather forecast to help you plan and prepare. We give you a fresh, fast-paced rundown of the day's top stories and videos, including breaking news, live updates, and traffic hotspots, all at a new, more convenient time. Find out first at 4, weekdays on ABC 7.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
You're taking a live look outside at the moon shining over the Gulf this morning. It's a beautiful picture. Right now, it's in the mid-60s outside here in Sarasota. Snapchat is no longer the most used social media platform for teens. ABC's Candace Gibson and Janae Norman have the details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, more teens flocking to Instagram.
It's now the most used social media platform for teenagers, moving ahead of Snapchat according to a new survey. Twitter's third, and that survey also shows fewer teens are using Facebook, which is Instagram's parent company. Uber may be delivering food by drone sooner than you think.
The Wall Street Journal spotted a job posting on Uber's website. Under the description, it said to make delivery drones commercially operational in multiple markets by 2021. The job would be under the company's Uber Eats division. The posting has since been taken down. And today we celebrate the gadget that changed the music industry. It's National iPod Day.
Steve Jobs introduced the first iPod 17 years ago on October 23rd, 2001. It was for $400. Since then, we've had the iPod Classic, the Shuffle, the Nano, and the Touch. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a good one.
Tech Bites. Sponsored by Lactaid Milk.
Oh, Milk. Another breakfast? Another dilemma. Am I willing to pay the price for loving you? You'll make my morning, but ruin my day.
Complicated relationship with milk? Pour on the Lactaid. It's delicious, 100% real milk, just without that annoying lactose.
That's good.
Lactaid, the real milk that doesn't mess with you. And try calcium-enriched Lactaid, 100% real milk with 20% more calcium. Still no lactose.
With Advil, you'll ask, what sore muscles? What pounding head? Advil is relief that's fast, strength that lasts. You'll ask, what pain? With Advil.
They say you're supposed to deny your cravings. You know what I do instead? I snack on Blue Diamond almonds. Wasabi and soy sauce? Don't deny your cravings. Eat them.
All the flavors you craved in a superfood. Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
A developing story overseas as we continue to get details to unravel the truth about what happened to the missing journalist in Turkey. Plus, the Florida Department of Highway Safety is launching its annual campaign, The Warnings They Have for Teens on the Road. And Halloween is approaching. What experts are advising you need to think about when deciding what your child should wear. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Jess Dowdrick. Ray Collins is off today. Thank you so much for joining us. It's 5:29 this morning. Let's head over to meteorologist John Scalzi, who has more good news for you again today in terms of the weather.
Yeah, I think again today we'll be looking at low relative humidity, maybe a little bit higher than yesterday, but still comfortable. And in the afternoon, while we will have a little bit more cloud cover, as you can see out in Gulf waters, we're not going to have any rainfall today. However, we continue to monitor an area of disturbed weather back to the west. This area just off the Texas coastline has the potential for developing a low pressure area that might tap into some of Hurricane Willa's moisture and eventually draw it closer to the state of Florida by the end of the work week. Right now, no rain in the forecast for us today, but certainly there's plenty of rainfall out in Gulf waters around that area of low pressure that's developing. For today, nice. We'll look for a daytime high that tops out about what it did yesterday at 85. We'll have a little bit more cloud cover around, but not much in the way of any kind of rainfall. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Taking a look at first alert traffic now. The incident that we were seeing on US 41 southbound near 53rd Avenue, that accident has since been cleared. We are seeing a little bit of buildup on US 301 as you're heading northbound near the intersection of State Road 70. Other than that, things look good in Manatee County. As we head south to Sarasota County, a little bit of backup at the intersection of US 301 and Fruitville Road, but for the most part, things are running smoothly in Sarasota County. A little bit of backup as well at Bee Ridge Road near US 301. If we go further south into southern Sarasota County, things are looking good at 5:31 on your Tuesday morning. Breaking overnight, police in Salt Lake City have a person in custody this morning after a deadly shooting at the University of Utah. Police say a female student was killed. She was found in a vehicle after some kind of dispute with a man. Police lifted a campus lockdown overnight. In a tweet, Utah's governor shared condolences after the shooting. We do not know the name of the suspect that's in custody quite yet. This is a developing story, and we will keep you up to date as the story develops. A deadly stabbing in Manatee County was fueled by drugs. That, according to law enforcement. It happened just before midnight Sunday at a home on 49th Avenue West in Bradenton in the Holiday Heights subdivision. Deputies say 3 young adults were using LSD. Investigators believe 22-year-old Joseph Mueller had a bad reaction to the drug and started hallucinating. They say he grabbed a knife from the kitchen and stabbed Arthur Sadler. Sadler died while in surgery at Blake Medical Center. Deputies tell us Sadler's daughter, Ariana Sadler, was one of the people in the home using LSD. We ran into her mother in front of the home on Monday, and she tells us Ariana is in a relationship with the stabbing suspect, Joseph Mueller.
When people are doing very serious drugs that alters their thinking and their actions and can create violence, I think it's a pretty good lesson here is don't do these kinds of drugs.
Mueller was eventually caught in a yard and is now charged with second-degree murder. Breaking developments overnight in the killing of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi. Once again, Saudi Arabia appears to be changing its story of what happened after Khashoggi walked into the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. ABC's Molly Hunter has the latest from Istanbul.
This morning, the Saudis' explanation of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi's death has changed again. It comes after CNN aired what appears to be surveillance video, described to them by a Turkish source as one of the key suspects dressed in Khashoggi's clothes, even apparently a fake beard. A Saudi official now claims the plan was to bring Khashoggi to a safe house for 2 days if he refused to return to Saudi Arabia, and then use the body double so they could sneak out the real Khashoggi. The Saudis at first claimed Khashoggi left the consulate alive. It took 17 days for them to admit they killed him, first saying in a fistfight, and later saying he died in a chokehold. And overnight, ABC News learned CIA Director Gina Haspel has now traveled to Turkey, and Monday, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin actually met with the Crown Prince in Riyadh. Mnuchin told reporters it's too soon to discuss sanctions against Saudi Arabia over Khashoggi's death. And meanwhile, President Trump is offering new skepticism about the Saudis' explanation.
I am not satisfied with what I've heard.
The president's son-in-law and senior advisor Jared Kushner says the administration is still looking at the situation with eyes wide open.
We'll determine which facts are credible.
Interesting to hear Kushner there. He says he's been advising his friend, the Crown Prince, to be as transparent as possible, but he wouldn't reveal what he's been advising the president. Molly Hunter, ABC News, Istanbul.
Happening now, a Category 4 hurricane is approaching Mexico's Pacific coast. Hurricane Willa supercharged at such an incredible rate, the National Hurricane Center has called it strengthening over the past 48 hours explosive. While the National Hurricane Center calls for Willa to weaken some before landfall today, the storm is still expected to be a dangerous one. That's why residents in Mexico, as you can see here, have already put up boards on their windows and are preparing for the worst. As some people in South Georgia continue to clean up after Hurricane Michael, officials are warning them to watch out for yellow jackets. The city of Albany in Georgia says crews have contained an 8 by 8 feet wide and 5 feet deep yellow jackets nest. Experts have tried to contain the nest, but several people in the area say they'd been stung by the yellow jackets before the nest was found in a fallen oak tree. Experts say you should be cautious and aware of your surroundings while out picking up debris.
With all the debris, the yellow jackets are displaced like we are, and so they're looking for home as well. But just to be aware of what you are moving, what you are handling.
Hurricane Michael has killed at least 29 people in the state of Florida and a total of 39 people across 4 states. This week is National Teen Driver Safety Week. The Florida Department of Highway Safety is launching its annual Arrive Alive campaign, reminding teens and those around them why buckling up is so important. Last year, teen crashes made up almost 12% of all car accidents, so the Florida Highway Patrol is encouraging parents to speak to their kids about texting and driving and wearing their seatbelts. Our beaches may be looking and smelling a lot better, but city officials are still looking into what they can do to reduce red tide. Tomorrow, the City of Venice will hold another red tide forum. Experts will discuss what can be done to reduce the flow of pollutants into the waterways. The meeting begins at 1 p.m. at Venice City Hall and is open to the public. And remember, you can find all of our red tide coverage, including answers to your most asked questions, online at our website, mysuncoast.com. Just click on red tide. There's no doubt many of you are anxious to check out the Halloween forecast to see if the weather impacts your child's costume, but you also want to think about their safety as they get ready to dress up. There's still some time to pick out a Halloween costume, and firefighters say there are a few things to keep in mind when you do so. Fire inspectors say first, pick a costume for your children that doesn't drag on the ground and won't make them trip. He recommends taking masks and bulky pieces off when you go from one location to another. Officials also say that you would want to make sure others can see your children.
If you have little kiddos, something that maybe a little bit brighter, where they won't. It's going to be in a dark area, they can be seen by the traffic. At night, have a flashlight.
Firefighters also say it's a good idea to stay in a neighborhood that you know, and parents, of course, be sure to check your child's candy when you get home. If you have some unwanted or expired medications, you can get rid of them safely this weekend. The Sarasota Police Department is taking part in the National Drug Take-Back Day. On Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., you can drop off pills for disposal at the front lobby of Sarasota Police Department. The department has a permanent drop-off box as well in the lobby that can be accessed 7 days a week. More than 200 teachers in Manatee County will get grants this week to fund projects for their students. This Thursday, the Manatee Education Foundation will host its annual Impact Awards and give out more than $100,000 to almost 50 schools in the district. Teachers from all grade levels applied in September for the grants, and those who won will be awarded this coming Thursday. Looking ahead, a town hall will be held to discuss the renaming of a new high school in Manatee County. The school district of Manatee County will be holding the meeting so that people can submit name nominations for the school. The school is currently under construction on Fort Hamer Road, and the town hall will be held in the cafeteria at Buffalo Creek Middle School, which is on 69th Street East. The meeting will be held tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Happening today, we should get an update on when construction will be completed in downtown Venice. For months, businesses have struggled while crews fix up the sidewalks and roadways there. The new tentative schedule comes as a result of weather and unforeseen underground conditions. Currently, work is underway on eastbound West Venice Avenue. That work is expected to end next month, right before work begins on the westbound lanes. Still ahead as the holiday season approaches, ABC7's Marla Spence will be live in Manatee County to tell us what the sheriff's office is doing to crack down on shoplifters. Now we're taking a live look outside at the city of Sarasota. It's a beautiful moon that's been shining over the water all morning. For a look at the forecast, let's head over to John Scalzi.
Yeah, a big bright full moon out there, but you can see a little bit of cloud cover around. The school bus forecast calls for, well, pretty nice conditions as the kids are picked up at school. Don't see any problems really. The temperature will be about 70 degrees. Pickup, drop off about 85. Both times expect to see not much in the way of a rain chance. About a 10 out of 10 chance again today of an outside recess. Forecast in a minute.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Judy here, I think hospice was a tremendous source of support for her.
Absolutely. With Jennifer and Kimberly and Liza's constant contact with us, coming in, just knowing that there was someone with knowledge there to back us up, to answer our questions, it made a world of difference.
Where to go and what to do in Birmingham, Alabama. Personalized just for you. Find your sweet spots at alabama.travel/sweetspot.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Oh, no. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you. Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So our temperature is coming in at 67 degrees, slightly cooler than yesterday. We have a dew point value coming in at 62, slightly warmer than yesterday. And we have a little bit of cloud cover across the region. East-northeast wind coming in at about 7. Throughout the day today, we'll see this mix of sun and clouds, but no rain in the forecast for us. We'll top it out at about 85, which is where we were yesterday for a daytime high. And we'll see increasing cloud cover as we head through the afternoon. We'll probably end up either partly cloudy or mostly cloudy by the time we hit 3 o'clock. We do have some rain showers out in Gulf waters, but again, these are not bothering us. They're a little trough of low pressure that exists out here. It's been kind of a persistent feature for the last 24 hours. It's really not moving. In fact, it's probably dissipating away as an area of low pressure builds back toward Texas. That area of low pressure is one that we're going to have to watch pretty carefully. And the reason is there are several factors that could all come together as we head into the weekend that could up our rain chances significantly. I think they will up our rain chances significantly, but they may also up our rain chances for severe weather as well. So we'll watch that. It's too early to tell whether or not we'll have severe weather yet. But there's enough uncertainty in the forecast that it bears watching over the next several days. A lot of rain showers across the northern part of the Gulf Coast, that's for sure. They could get as much as 5-inch rainfalls there. That's possible as they tap into some of the moisture from Willa as it moves onshore. Willa will eventually be dissipated as it moves across the mountainous regions, but its moisture will survive and move into Texas, where it gets tapped into by that developing area of low pressure. The low pressure area will slowly move right across the Gulf waters and into our neck of the woods, upping our rain chances as we head into Friday. So nice weather today. That continues. We'll have the humidity, though, slowly rising. I think it'll probably spike on Thursday, but you'll notice a slow rise up for the next several days. And then the rain on Friday, and that's a pretty good chance of that. Some of it could be heavy at times, and then it clears out and leaves us with a pretty nice weekend. Right now, it does look like the area of low pressure will track off with the heaviest rain and weather off to the north and to the east. But what we'll need to watch is how strong that front becomes and just how strong that cold front as it moves through our area is and whether or not it produces any kind of stronger thunderstorm activity. Right now, it's, like I said, too early to tell. Probably won't know more about that until we head into tomorrow or Thursday. East wind coming in at about 10 knots this afternoon. We'll look for a light chop on bay and inland waters, 2-foot seas. Much better day for boating today. The winds will be a lot less intense. Forecast over the next several days shows some pretty nice weather today and tomorrow. I think you'll notice a little increase in humidity tomorrow. You'll notice a spike in humidity on Thursday as we factor in slight chances of showers and the winds turn south. Breezy on Friday, and over the weekend we clear out and turn a little cooler. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Taking a look now at first alert traffic. An earlier accident that was on US 41 southbound has been cleared. Other than that, things are running smoothly in Manatee County at this point in time. The same picture here in Sarasota County. A little bit of a backup on Fruitville Road just east of US 301. Other than that, traffic is running smoothly. If you head even further south into southern Manatee County, there's no issues to report at 5:47 on your Tuesday morning. Happening now, Manatee County Sheriff's Office is working to cut down on shoplifting this upcoming holiday season. Deputies looking to cuff perpetrators and take them off in what they're calling a free sleigh ride down to the county jail. Marla Spence has the details. She joins us now live on University Parkway. Marla, what can you tell us?
Hey Jess, yeah, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is calling their initiative Operation Sleigh Ride. The Sheriff's Office tells us that they will not be taking shoplifting lightly and will be monitoring shopping centers all across Manatee County, just like the one here off University Parkway. Now, spokesperson Randy Warren with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office tells us this operation is now underway. The department put out traffic signs near shopping centers all across Manatee County, including one on University Parkway. Now it's warning everyone of the operation ahead of the holiday season. Now posters also going up in many retail stores warning shoplifters of the harsh consequences they'll face if caught during this season. Now he says so far this year the Sheriff's Office has made close to 350 arrests for shoplifting, and as we all know, theft tends to increase during the shopping holiday season, and that's something the department is hoping to avoid.
We're putting a concerted effort into getting the message out that we're not going to tolerate it. The numbers hopefully won't be that high. Hopefully people listen and think it's not worth getting arrested. It could be up to a year in jail. If it's a misdemeanor shoplifting, retail theft charge, you could get up to 5 years in prison for felony theft.
And this is not the first year that the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is doing an initiative like this. Just last year, an initiative pretty similar to this one was called Elf on the Shelf. But this year, the Sheriff's Office is stressing the fact that any shoplifters caught will be getting a free sleigh ride in a patrol car down to the county jail. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. The holiday season right around the corner. Wonder Woman fans are going to have a little more patience than they thought. David Daniel has that, plus more movie and music news in today's Hollywood Minute.
It is our sacred duty to defend the world, and it's what I'm going to do.
If you're having trouble waiting another year plus for Wonder Woman 1984 to arrive next November, brace yourself. Warner Brothers has pushed the superhero sequel back another 7 months to June 5th, 2020. The first Wonder Woman also opened in early June and was that summer's highest-grossing movie. Oscar-winning filmmaker Guillermo del Toro is taking on Pinocchio. He's set to make his animated feature film directing debut with the project, a stop-motion animated musical for Netflix. In a press release, del Toro says Pinocchio embarks on an extraordinary journey that leaves him with a deep understanding of his father and the real world. I've wanted to make this movie for as long as I can remember. After this summer's North American tour, Jeff Lynne's ELO is ready for more. The classic pop rockers have announced an even longer jaunt for next summer, 20 shows across North America, kicking off June 20th in Southern California. General public ticket sales begin October 29th. Check livenation.com for details. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
We're taking a live look outside now, again, right outside our station at the city of Sarasota. The full moon shining over the water. What a beautiful picture. We'll be right back after the break with your headlines that we're following today.
32, Blue 32, hut hut. It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com.
Ghetto's got it.
Enjoy fine wine and great foods, all while supporting a great cause. It's the 17th annual Suncoast Food and Wine Fest, happening Saturday, November 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Premier Sports Campus in Lakewood Ranch. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample great food from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds go to local charities and Rotary projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Cancer doesn't run in my family. That really was the farthest thing from my mind. I've been an athlete my whole life and I work in sports, so my mindset was just, let's fight. So our stories are all unique, so whatever you're going through, ask questions, get information and be involved. Don't ignore the signs, join the fight. I'm Tony Beasley and I'm a stage 2 colorectal cancer survivor.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Here are some of the top stories we're following for you on the Suncoast today. Today's the day that you could become a billionaire. The Mega Millions lottery jackpot at a record $1.6 billion. That drawing happens later tonight. Plus, a deadly stabbing in Manatee County is said to have been fueled by drugs. According to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, 22-year-old Joseph Mueller had a bad reaction to LSD and started hallucinating, stabbing a man named Arthur Sadler and killing him. And Manatee County Schools is preparing to rename the district's new high school. That school is currently under construction on Fort Hamer Road. A town hall is going to be held at Buffalo Creek Middle School tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m. Let's head over to meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at a couple of things on the forecast for you today. We'll look for low humidity. That will continue throughout the day today. We'll have a few more clouds around, and we'll look for rain on Friday, possibly even some severe weather. Too early to tell. Back to you.
All right, you can feel that low humidity when you walk outside this morning, so get ready for that. It's 5:55 this morning. We'll be right back with another full hour of news.